I'd like to briefly discuss the importance of S4884, the Natural Infrastructure Act of 2022. Natural infrastructure, or using nature as a way to reduce natural hazards like erosion and flooding, is becoming an increasingly popular and effective alternative to the more traditional so-called gray infrastructure solutions such as pipes and concrete throughout our country. Congress has recognized the benefits of natural infrastructure by passing bills directing agencies to prioritize projects that utilize natural infrastructure, like the 2016 Water Infrastructure Improvements for the Nation Act and the recent Senate-passed Water Resources Development Act. Natural infrastructure provides a variety of ecosystem benefits, like helping to combat climate change, improving the health of watersheds, and protecting coastal communities, to name just a few. It is often more cost-effective than installing pipes or pouring concrete, and is preferred by local communities, and that's why I've introduced this important legislation. Natural infrastructure solutions are already popular in Hawaii. For example, groups all across the states have come together to form watershed partnerships, which work with local partners to protect forested watershed lands. Hawaii's forested watersheds recharge our island's water supplies, protect our ocean by controlling erosion, mitigate flooding, provide important plant and animal habitats, serve as recreational educational opportunities, protect public health by supplying clean water and air, support our local economy, and mitigate climate change by absorbing carbon dioxide. A study by the University of Hawaii estimates that the Ko'olau Mountains, which provide an estimated 135 billion gallons of water to Oahu residents each year, provided up to $14 billion worth of watershed services. Efforts to restore areas within the Ko'olau Mountains using natural infrastructure would likely be more cost-effective than efforts to replicate those watershed services via gray infrastructure. The myriad benefits provided by natural infrastructure ring true for the rest of the country as well. In the American Society of Civil Engineers 2021 report card for America's infrastructure, they note that increasing resilience across all infrastructure sectors can be achieved by including or enhancing natural or green infrastructure. However, the use of natural infrastructure is a relatively new concept as compared to gray infrastructure. As such, more science and information need to be generated to inform decision makers on whether the best solution for their infrastructure needs is natural, gray, or a combination of the two. That's where my bill comes in. It requires the U.S. Forest Service, the U.S. Geological Survey to establish a joint natural infrastructure science program that works with colleges and universities to supply the necessary research on natural infrastructure solutions. The research would be in direct response to the needs of civil engineers, local governments, developers, and the construction industry, individuals tasked with carrying out these projects. The bill also establishes a stakeholder advisory group made up of technical experts tasked with providing recommendations on both short and long-term natural infrastructure research needs. Finally, the Natural Infrastructure Bill requires the Secretary of the Interior to annually review existing natural infrastructure projects to assess their effectiveness and provide recommendations going forward on ways to improve the cost effectiveness of future natural infrastructure projects. As our communities face the increasing and oftentimes devastating impacts of climate change, natural infrastructure will become an increasingly important tool in our country's toolbox. I urge my colleagues to join me, and of course, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member, to advance S4884 out of our committee so that a more robust body of research and data can be available to inform the use of natural infrastructure throughout our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.